They always say that signing with Jay-Z and Beyoncé's label is the dream. For young artists, it's supposed to be the golden ticket, the ultimate cosign, the point where your entire life flips overnight. That's what people believe. That's what magazines write about, what blogs hype up, and what fans fantasize over. And that's exactly what this young woman thought too. She was a rising talent, full of energy, passion, and creativity. To her, the opportunity felt like destiny. But once the papers were signed, the dream didn't feel like a blessing anymore. Instead, it slowly unfolded into something closer to a nightmare. No photographers captured the change, no tabloids hinted at it. Behind the curtain, her reality shifted in ways the public couldn't see, pulling her into something far bigger, far stranger, and much darker than a record contract. At first, it felt unreal, like she had stepped into a movie. The first call came suddenly. Her management told her Beyoncé had personally listened to her music and loved her sound. Jay-Z himself wanted to meet with her one-on-one. The label arranged everything: a private jet, a luxury suite, a meeting in an exclusive room. When she walked in, she was greeted with warm smiles and champagne. Cameras were nowhere in sight. The way they spoke to her that day, you would think she was family. Beyoncé leaned forward and told her, "You have something special." Jay-Z added, "We see you." Then, almost casually, they slid the contract across the table. She remembers her hands trembling as she picked up the pen. Signing her name felt like history in the making. Within a week, the label announced her signing to the world. Fans celebrated, blogs declared her the next big superstar, and her social media blew up. 200,000 new followers in less than 2 days. Her selfies trended. The world saw her smiling, but the truth behind those posts was different. Because already, things felt wrong. Her freedom started shrinking almost immediately. Suddenly, she wasn't allowed to post whatever she wanted. Every caption, every lyric, every photo had to go through the circle. Her phone calls were monitored. Her creative team, people she trusted, was replaced overnight. If she wanted to share even a single line of a song online, someone from the label had to approve it first. Then came the pressure to change the very thing that made her unique, her voice. The rawness that first attracted attention was labeled too rough. Executives told her she needed to polish her sound, make her lyrics less personal, and stick to what sells. One night, after refusing to sing a shallow song about champagne and luxury fashion, she received a call. A voice she didn't recognize told her flatly, "You'll do what we say, or we'll shove you." That night, she cried for the first time. She tried reaching out to the same people who had courted her with warmth: Jay-Z, Beyoncé, their teams. But suddenly, they had all vanished. Calls went unanswered. Messages went through assistants or lawyers. The warm mentorship she thought she had, gone. She began to feel trapped. Then, the anonymous warnings started showing up in her DMs. Messages from accounts with no names and no faces. Be careful. They're not who they say they are. Don't trust your lawyer. Another message was even more chilling. Just one word: bloodline. At first, she brushed it off as trolling. But when the messages continued, and when one included a detailed list of lawyers, executives, and investigators tied to a deeper, generational network of power, she couldn't ignore it anymore. Fear started to grow. She tried to step back carefully. She called for a meeting, hoping to renegotiate her deal. She wasn't asking to burn bridges, just to reclaim a little freedom over her art. The very next day, the label canceled her upcoming release. A week later, her access to the studio was revoked. Her social media accounts were taken over by the label under the excuse of security reasons. That night, she sat alone and recorded a voice note just to release the weight in her chest. In it, she begged, "Please don't do me like this. I came here in good faith." Her voice cracked as she described being followed, getting strange calls from fake investigators, and being warned not to trust the very lawyer who had helped her sign the contract. She swore she wasn't bitter or unstable. She was terrified, and all she wanted was her life back. And then, she made a choice. She went public. She recorded a video in her car. No makeup, hoodie on, raw and unfiltered. She didn't drop names, but she didn't need to. Anyone could connect the dots. "I signed thinking it was a dream," she said, "but I ended up living a nightmare." That video went viral instantly. Millions of views in hours. Some praised her bravery, others accused her of chasing clout. But buried in the flood of comments were confessions from other artists. Some used their real names, others stayed anonymous. But the message was the same. I know exactly what she's talking about. She realized she wasn't alone. Quietly, she began reaching out to artists who had once been in the spotlight but mysteriously disappeared. What she heard chilled her. Many had lived the same story. Their creativity crushed, releases canceled, vague legal threats thrown at them until they gave up. One revealed their best friend had been blacklisted across the entire industry just for refusing to rewrite a label-demanded song. One warning stuck out. You're not fighting a person, you're fighting a system. The system, she soon learned, was layered and calculated. Most of the biggest labels were owned by only 3 corporations, but behind even those were wealthy families with stakes in music, media, fashion, and politics. These weren't just companies, they were dynasties. They funded festivals, controlled collaborations, and decided who got radio play. Fame, she realized, wasn't organic, it was engineered, and anyone who stepped out of line was cut off. A former A&R rep told her something that haunted her. "We never looked for stars, we looked for soldiers." That phrase echoed in her mind, soldiers, because that's what it felt like, being drafted into a system where her identity wasn't hers anymore. Everything was calculated. They changed her look, told her to lose weight, coached her to tone down her natural accent. Even her dating life was scripted. Who she could be seen with, how she should smile, all dictated for marketability. It wasn't art, it was theater. Things got even darker when she dug into her contract. The legal language gave the label nearly unlimited rights over her likeness, her voice, even her future work. And the lawyer who had helped her sign? She discovered he had represented the label in other cases. She had been set up from the very beginning. For a week, she went silent, not out of fear, but to plan. When she returned, she went live online, not for drama, but for truth. She broke her contract down page by page, warning other artists about the traps hidden inside. Thousands tuned in, musicians, producers, fans. For the first time, she wasn't just a victim, she was a voice for the voiceless. She made it clear, this wasn't about one bad deal, it was about power and how it hides in plain sight. The industry tried to discredit her. Blogs called her unstable. Insiders whispered she was difficult. A random producer accused her of exaggerating. But she refused to back down. If anything, the smear campaigns only fueled her determination. Instead of chasing interviews and spotlight, she built quietly. She created a private network of artists, lawyers, producers, and ex-insiders. Over encrypted calls, they shared contracts, strategies, and evidence. Someone leaked a clause showing how labels could even sue artists for privately complaining. Another revealed a memo encouraging staff to plant fake PR pieces to silence unrest. This wasn't paranoia anymore. It was documented. One night, she got a message from an artist she had idolized as a child. Just a few words, "Keep going." "I didn't. I should have." That short note reminded her, behind every forgotten artist was a silenced story. She realized artists didn't just need exposure, they needed protection. So she started working with a lawyer to build an independent artist rights initiative. They created template contracts, anonymous drop boxes for reporting shady label practices, and even a hotline for legal advice. It wasn't glamorous, but it was real. And slowly, whispers turned into conversations. Artists began questioning their deals. Some walked away, others stayed independent. The labels noticed. Suddenly, the same executives who once ignored her were calling again, offering better deals. One even dangled full creative control and double the budget. She hung up. She wasn't interested in their traps anymore. Instead, she posted another video. If they offer you more after you speak out, it means they could have given you better from the start. Remember that. That clip exploded. She wasn't chasing revenge. She was building something greater, a movement. Indie labels asked her how to write fair deals. Young artists DM'd her contracts asking for advice. One even sent her a note that read, "I was about to sign this. You saved me." Of course, she paid a price. She lost endorsements, lost radio play, and even lost friends. Some nights, doubt crept in. Was it worth it? But then she'd see another artist reclaim their freedom, or a fan share her live stream with the caption, "The truth always finds light." And she knew this was bigger than her music now. Finally, she returned to the studio. No label, no handlers, just her and a microphone. The first song she dropped wasn't about fame, or revenge, or even shade. It was about freedom. Every lyric carried the weight of survival. Every beat echoed with liberation. The charts didn't matter anymore. What mattered was that she was free. And that freedom spread. It wasn't just about one woman breaking away from a deal. It was about cracking open a system designed to silence. She became proof that survival was possible, that truth had power, and that even the most polished machine could be challenged. That's legacy. That's strength. That's how she truly found her voice.